Very good afternoon to you. I'm Lisa Broom with the CBC News Break. Thousands flocked to Independence Square last evening for the launch of the 50th anniversary of independence celebrations. In addressing the large crowd, Prime Minister Frendel Stuart called on Barbadians to recommit themselves to the development of the country as it celebrates 50 years of independence.
It is within the capacity of Barbados to continue to nudge history in the direction in which we want it to go. Our size is no determinant of the kind of impact we can make on the global environment. So let us look backward, let us look inward, let us look forward, and let us look upward. Forgetting to look upward is to forget who it was who has been the people's guide for the last 300 years. And with him still on our side, we can have no doubts or fears.
Mr. Stewart identified 3 questions which he says provide an appropriate guide for Barbados as it charters its next 50 years.
What are those features of Barbadian life that we have lost and that we need to reclaim? What are those features of Barbadian life, second, that we have not lost and we need to retain? And what are those features of Barbadian life that we have not lost, but we have to try and discard as quickly as possible?
Bubbling with pride and anticipation, students from schools across the island waited for their chance to witness the historic occasion. The CBC team asked the students what they thought about the launch. Zakia Griffith of Blackman and Gollop Primary School says she was extremely excited.
For me, today is actually a very exciting day because it's not only for our country but also for us, because we're celebrating 50 years. We are celebrating the launch of our 50th anniversary.
Amelia Atkinson of Providence Elementary School explained why yesterday was special.
Well, there's a little parade going on, and I think most of the schools are marching in it today. So I think today's really special because it's the 50th anniversary of Barbados this year. So.
Teacher of Charles F. Broom Primary School, Karen Wall, says she's elated that the students are able to witness such an event.
So it's 50 years of independence, 15 years of breaking away from England, and we are holding our own despite some challenges both internationally and locally. Barbados continues to hold its own.
Amidst a bumper tourist season, officials are being urged not to get complacent. Chairman of the Barbados Tourism Marketing Inc., Alvin Jammett, credits this season's success to the addition of the new Sandals Resort as well as a calculated effort by hoteliers. He, however, gives a number of reasons for the island to stay on top of its game.
This year is an election year in the United States, so we have to watch that carefully. We also have coming before that, though, the Olympics in Brazil. And though I believe that these are 2 major events that will attract the attention of some of our visitors from our major source markets, I believe that we can make early application and stay on top of it.
Mr. Jammett also spoke about the emergence of Cuba as a growing tourism competitor.
Cuba has been receiving visitors from the UK for forever. They've been receiving visitors from Canada. Those are 2 of our major source markets, and it has not affected our own business. I see Cuba opening up to the U.S. as just other competition. We have to always compete fiercely and fight for our share of the pie, but I believe that people will go to Cuba initially just for the nostalgia, but like every other place, Cuba will have to be competitive.
The Leatherback Marine Tours and Cruises is planning to spice up things at the annual Whole Town Festival this year. That's because locals and tourists will now get the opportunity to ride on glass-bottom boats and snorkel with turtles. This from logistics manager and booking agent of that organization, Semper Boyce. He was speaking to media at Old Town Beach, where he says a booth will be set up for people to register for the occasion. There will be 4 glass-bottom boats, each carrying 25 people. Mr. Boyce says there are safety precautions in place to protect people.
When we go, of course, you will see the beautiful shipwreck, and you can snorkel with the turtles. And indeed, we have trained individuals on the boats that will be able to look out for the safety of individuals. So when persons come, they just need to follow, of course, the personnel that will be in place, so as to enjoy the ride even better.
Attorney General Adriel Brathwaite is asking for further patience from those suffering with water shortages across the island. He says although communication between the Barbados Water Authority and those affected can be improved, the BWA is dedicated to resolving the issue.
We need to explain to our people that they need to bear with us because much of what we need to do in terms of changing out our infrastructure is significant cost, and given the fact that we've had a drought for almost 2 years, that we're going to have to go the route of having some desal plants in Barbados.
The Attorney General also denies that the delay in finding a resolution to the problem is in any way political. He says Barbadians should consider the specific challenges of each parish affected.
Places like St. Joseph, St. Andrew in particular, have particular challenges because much of their infrastructure, for example, are down the gullies. For what I'm told, the pipes are old. When there's slippage, they've been damaged. So they in particular have had probably more challenges than, say, someone who lives in St. George or St. Michael's. It's not that they're being singled out, it's the topography of that particular region that's lent it to particular challenges.
An advocate of the Future Centre Trust, Cami Holder, believes Barbados should continue growing sugarcane. He says the crop has the potential to reduce the effects of global warming and climate change. He was speaking to the media at a luncheon of the Rotary Club of Barbados South.
The sugarcane product is one which also sequesters carbon dioxide. It also reflects the radiant heat that is generated from the sun, so thus it mitigates global warming. And I hope that Barbadians understand that when we get rid of all our sugarcane plantations, that we can expect that our microclimate will also be impacted.
Mr. Holder says the crop can also be used for medicinal purposes.
There are so many pharmaceuticals that can be had from the sugarcane product. There's something called polycosanol, which is a Cuban extract, which is used in the treatment of cholesterol. Why can't we have a smart partnership with some international pharmaceutical company in the production of the same polycosanol? So there are potential, there are acids, there are also waxes that can be had from the sugarcane plant.
Time for a break now, but when we come back, news from the region and further afield. Stay with us.